Hey, great Monday night, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Conversations with Chosen Pen. It is Dr. Anissa Short. And as I've said before, I am so excited and so delighted that you've carved out time today to be in this space with us. We've got another awesome show, another fantastic guest, and we've got a lot of information that we want you to know about. Dr. Norma is with us. Let's say yay. She's here in our presence. Dr. Norma, anything you want to say before we get started?
No, I'm happy and pleased to be here again. Is this the second week or the third week?
I think it's the second.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway, I'm happy to be here. We have a lot of information to share with you tonight. So hopefully you will stay around and hear it. So please like, share, and let someone know that we are here. If not, come back and see us on the retake.
As a matter of fact,
we have a lot of information coming.
Right. Like, share, comment. Like, share, comment. We are all about growing this platform. We're on the grow, and we need people to be in the know, and so we depend on you to share. So thank you in advance for doing that. Listen, we've got a lot of exciting things happening here in the community of Chosen Pen, but the event that we're most excited about is the one that's happening on December 7th. I know you've heard about it. You've probably seen everything on the Facebook page, but I want to share with you a quick video to introduce you to what we're going to be talking about even further along in the interview. So without further ado, let's watch this quick video.
Chosen Pen Publishing.
Oops. You know, I've been having technical difficulties all day today. This is ridiculous. My apologies, y'all. Let's try this again. Sometimes technology won't let you be great, but you know what? We don't care. We just keep
great anyway.
Right.
In partnership with New Life Bible Fellowship of America presents the 2024 Literary and Lifetime Achievement Awards Gala, a red carpet celebration. You are invited to experience the glitz and glamour of the 2024 Literary and Lifetime Achievement Awards Gala, celebrating literary accomplishments and the contributions of community leaders. Cyrus Webb, esteemed literary expert and Amazon influencer, will serve as the master of ceremonies for this prestigious event. The gala will offer an elegant atmosphere where attendees will walk the red carpet in style and celebrate the creative achievements of those who have made an impact in the literary world. In addition to honoring literary talent, the event will feature the presentation of Lifetime Achievement Awards, recognizing those who have made extraordinary contributions to their communities. Get your tickets today. This event is on Saturday, December 7th, 2024 at 5 p.m. Tickets just $50 for adults and $20 for kids. Seating is limited. Secure your tickets at www.chosenpen.com/literary gala. We look forward to seeing you there.
I absolutely love that video. It gets me all pumped up and want to dress up and look fancy. Dr. Norma, what do you think about the, let's talk a little bit about the gala, because you know our master of ceremony is with us. Let me just let the audience know. They may be saying, who is that man? We don't know him.
Yeah, we don't know.
That is our master of ceremony, Mr. Cyrus Webb himself. Dr. Norma, introduce our special guest, and we'll have him share a little more information about himself as well.
Well, I don't think much introduction is required, because I think, unlike me, most people know who he is. But this is the well-known Mr. Cyrus Webb. I have learned a lot about him in the last, 6 months or so. He is a phenomenal media person, but not only media, he has a little bit of everything. He has been the person who's been instrumental in forging myself into becoming myself and not being Chosen Pen. So believe it or not, he has made me Norma McLaughlin, or Dr. Norma, whichever one he decides that I am on that particular day, or no longer Chosen Pen. But he is a person who gives various workshops. He does a lot of traveling now. He is, of course, out there with a lot of different interesting places that I'm sure we're going to hear about tonight. I'm very, very interested in what you're getting ready to do now. The books to film. There's something to the media to TV, and just so many different things that are coming up for his media group, for which I'm a part of. So that's why you hear me talking so much about all the things that we are doing with him. And I will allow him to express and tell all the other phenomenal things that he does.
That sounds like Cyrus. Thank you so very much for hanging out with us today, for being our special guest. We want to know a lot about you, but we don't have time to know everything. Okay, so we're just gonna hit on a few points. So first, let me say thank you for saying yes to this interview, but then thank you for willing to help Chosen Pen and serving in the capacity of media partner as well as our master of ceremonies. You do a lot, as Dr. Norman has already so eloquently said, but tell us a little bit about how this all started for you. Let's go back to when no one knew your name.
Right, exactly. Which was just yesterday, actually, by the way. But look, first of all, ladies, thank you so much for having me as a guest. I really appreciate it. It's my honor to be here. As you mentioned, I'm Cyrus Webb. My beginnings started, actually, the first time I was in the media in Mississippi, where I still live, was 1999. At that time, I was working in the hotel industry, but I was a visual artist, and I still am, and also a poet. And that was the very first time I was hosting a art show and poetry reading. It was the first time I was covered, and my story was first shared in the media. And for me, it really has been about sharing my voice. I'm a suicide attempt survivor, so that's how I started in communicating with the public. That is what literally led me into radio. I was speaking at an event, sharing my story of attempting suicide and surviving that. And Charles Evers, the brother of Medgar Evers, walked up to me at the end of the event, and he said, "I really enjoyed your presentation. I love your voice. Have you ever thought about doing radio?" I didn't know who he was, but he owns a radio station here in Mississippi, WMPR 90.1 FM. He was the one who gave me my start in 2003. And it just kind of snowballed from there. People start hearing about this man that talks strange, on Charles Evers radio station. And people outside the state started reaching out to me about doing things with them and hosting. And it just kind of spiraled into what is now Conversations Media Group.
Oh, wow. I once lived in Jackson, Mississippi. I don't know if you know that. And I was not there when you got started, but I knew your name from living in Jackson, Mississippi. But, I lived there for 13 years. And it's funny, when I moved to North Carolina, after being here, and we moved here in 2013. So maybe around 2015, 16, it was LaShira. We talked about her earlier. She made reference to getting Cyrus Webb to help review books. And she said, but he's so popular. He's busy. I don't know if he had time, but we can try. And I was like, why does that name? Why does that name sound familiar? So now here it is. We just like cousins now, Cyrus. We family.
Exactly.
So you started off with that conversation with Mr. Evers, who I know exactly who you're referring to. You started with the local radio station there. But now, Cyrus, you have evolved into so much more than just a local radio personality. Shed a little light on what it is that you do now and what you got coming up.
Yeah, well, thank you. So, it really has evolved. So I was with Mr. Evers from 2003 to 2008. Then I was discovered by a station in North Mississippi, WYAD 94.1 FM. They were starting up, and they invited me to come on as their main primetime media personality, as well as their news director, something I'd never done before. So I came on. I'm on the radio still here now. 9 years later with them. They just celebrated their 10-year anniversary. So I'm the news director Monday through Friday. I do the news, but also I do my interviews there. But as you mentioned, it has grown a lot. I've been doing podcasting now also for 18 years. That's something that did not exist when I first started 21 years ago. We didn't know what podcasting was, right? But now people can listen to my show anywhere. I've been a part of the iHeartRadio family now for 15 of those years, which has really opened up a lot of doors. And through Amazon, which has literally changed my life over the past 15 years, I went from writing reviews from them to actually working with them as an Amazon reviewer and influencer to now hosting my own show on their platform. So It really has evolved a lot. My magazine, Conversations Magazine, celebrated 18 years this month. It's been a lot of fun to see it evolve, but I have to be honest with you, all goes back to the initial premise in 2003, and that is giving a voice to others and amplifying the work of others.
That sounds awesome. Dr. Norman, any questions?
Oh, no, I hear this information daily. That's why we know so much about him. But tell us some about what you're doing now. There are some very, very exciting things
Yeah.
in the future?
Yeah, there is. So one thing that has happened, people used to always ask me about a team. And what they didn't realize, I was building a team within the people I had the honor of working with, because I'm also a publicist. So when I'm working with a client, it's not just me helping them. I look for ways to be able to see how I can amplify their work in what I'm doing. So in the past 3 years in particular, especially when I work with media personalities, I'm able to see what their strengths are and to be able to bring them into our fold of being able to get them doing things like celebrity interviews and things that I don't necessarily need to be doing, but they can represent conversations in the process. So that's kind of spiraled into a lot of things. In the past 15 years, I work a lot with entertainment. That's been a pleasure of mine. So we launched this year our Books into Films project, where I'm working with producers and directors in Los Angeles, Atlanta, and New York to be able to share what they're looking for in stories. Because so many authors say, I think my book will be a good story. Well, would it really? And so they're able to share. We're getting ready. Dr. Norma has already seen it. I think the cover of our debut issue of the magazine that's getting ready to come out in Los Angeles this week. We're premiering in Los Angeles. Also, a brand new project that is going to be premiering in Los Angeles this week is my project called MOCIM. I've been working on this for a while. It's MOCIM. I can't tell you what that stands for, but you'll find out this week in Los Angeles. But this is one of the biggest things I've ever done in my life, and one of the most niche things I've ever done. I've never really had a niche market, but this is a niche market we're going to be serving and amplifying. So I'm excited about that.
So Cyrus, you're going to LA again. Now, for those who don't know, when you say I have had the opportunity to interview entertainers and people in that industry, is it okay for us to throw a few names out there?
Oh, sure. Well, some that you probably know. I actually, one of the biggest names when I first started in radio, I got a chance to interview Tyler Perry before he was Tyler Perry in 2007.
Oh, wow.
So that was one of the big ones. He was here in Mississippi with Medea Goes to Jail, the play.
Yeah, the play, right.
I got the interview with him. I also was writing for the state newspaper, the Clear Ledger at the time. I got a front section of an interview with him actually for that. So that's one of the big ones. Lisa Gibbons, who's a big media personality and author, also the winner of Celebrity Apprentice, got a chance to interview her. This year we had MC Light on, Layla Hathaway. We've had Smokey Norfolk on the show. Lisa Page Brooks has been on the show. And then of course, if you're going into more of the acting realm, we've had everyone from Courtney Vance, the husband of Angela Bassett. Everyone knows he's a talented actor himself. As well as, of course, we had Viola Davis on in 2022. She was our Artist of the Week in 2023. And we've interviewed almost all of the cast members of the Tyler Perry shows, the haves and the have-nots, for better or worse. So yeah, we've been busy.
You know what? You speak to the possibility, Cyrus. Your whole story, the life that you've lived, and the opportunities that have been presented to you. You speak to the possibility. A lot of people would think that a guy, African American male from the state of Mississippi, would not be doing something alone. I mean, we would never peg you. And listen, I know how small the town is that you live in, because Jackson, Mississippi is the biggest city, but it's really not that big, to be honest with you.
Right.
And everything else in the state of Mississippi is much smaller. So when I look at you, I don't want to put words in anyone else's mouth, because I know where you live. And I'm not saying that in a limiting or degrading. I just know that you live in a small town community. Right. And then here it is, a lot of this magic is happening right there in that county, in your home. All of these people are being connected to you, and you're having an opportunity to build relationships with them, and no one knows. Well, some people do, but really they don't,
Right.
I speak a lot about the possibility of what you can create within the walls of your home because of the work that I've done over the years. And you are a beautiful testament of that, because everything you've created, tell us, is really literally from home. Is that correct?
That's right. And you bring up a really good point, which is why I have not left Mississippi. And my family, my immediate family is still living. So my mother, Zadie, my dad, Steve, are still here. So that, of course, is a big emotional reason why I'm in Mississippi. Right. But I want to remind people, Anissa, of the possibilities, because I am someone with no college education, no broadcast experience, no formal training. I literally, when I tried to get my artwork into galleries in Jackson, they used to tell me that I wasn't qualified. That same gallery ended up having to pay me to come teach, because people were asking me about
Wow.
my work. So I love that you're bringing this up, and this excites me because I love being the underdog, because it reminds people that you don't have to live in New York or, California, which I love those cities, and I work there every month.
Right.
But you can literally build what you want wherever you are. Look at what Tyler Perry's done in Atlanta.
Absolutely.
No one thought Atlanta would be what it has become.
No.
And now look at what you have Curtis Jackson, aka 50 Cent, doing now in Louisiana and building his. So it really is not about the place. One of my friends said something to me, y'all, and it stood out to me 20 years ago. I never will forget this. He said, "It's not where you serve, it's how you serve."
I love it.
And that's why I realized I can be a star no matter where I live. It's not about the location.
That's true.
I mean, have we forgotten? Can anything good come out of Galilee?
Yeah. All right now. I know.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's why I do what I do, but I love being able to come back here and remind people that you can literally make it anywhere.
Literally, you really can. Cyrus, I teach a lot in workshops in times past and even currently, and I talk about a lot of the major brands that we know of now started in someone's garage or in their home. Mrs. Fields Cookies, Baby Einstein, Dell Computers, all of that started in someone's home.
Amazon.
Or the Amazon, right, started right in the person's home, but they just had the foresight and the right people and the right opportunities to blossom into something really big. And by the time we knew about it, I'm very familiar with Amazon now. Mm-hmm. They come to my house on boxes representing them, come to my house pretty often. But I didn't know about them then. So you speak to the possible, you speak to what's possible, and I so appreciate that. Now, I've got on the screen your CyrusWebbShow.live. That is where you're going to go live while you're in LA on November 21st and 22nd. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is my Amazon page there. And if anyone has not, definitely invite you guys to follow us there. We have some exciting things coming up Thursday and Friday, because Black Friday sales start this week on Amazon. And I'm one of the hosts that's introducing them from Los Angeles. There's a lot of reasons why I'm going to be in Los Angeles. There's a lot that's happening this week for myself and the brand and Amazon. So make sure you guys, that website, make sure you bookmark it, follow it, so you can stay connected with everything.
Right. So let's shift gears here. Let's talk about this literary gala.
Yeah.
Dr. Norma, this is the inside joke, went to sleep and woke up with another idea, and although I'm saying it jokingly, that is literally how it happens. She'll come up with an idea. And so I love the fact that we have created a platform for authors. They don't have to be bestsellers. This everyday. A lot of the people that we work with are new authors. This is their first or second book. So this gives them an opportunity to get some recognition. And so we made a weekend of it. I mean, I'm excited about it. I've been shopping for clothes and all that kind of stuff. But anywho, I digress. So we had you pegged as the media. Not only you said I'll be your media partner because we wanted you to be the master of ceremonies. It only made sense. It only made sense that you be the master of ceremonies. So we've got you coming into the big city of Fayetteville, North Carolina. That's just a little smaller than where you're from. And we're going to have you do some interviews with some of our authors, that these nominees, these presidential lifetime achievement nominees, as well as the literary nominees, on Friday night, a mix and mingle. That's a private event for just the nominees, and you're going to interview them. What platform are you going to be interviewing, Cyrus?
Yeah, so this will actually be for Amazon. We will simulcast it for social, but we will be able to interview them on Amazon.
Oh, that's excellent. So it's an Amazon Live experience. And then that Saturday morning, that's Friday night, Saturday morning, we're going to host a breakfast workshop where we're going to feed everybody, make them happy. But then you're going to do a presentation. Tell us a little bit about the workshop that you have planned.
Yeah, so I think that for me, one of the big things, and we talked about this briefly, is that authors treating themselves like a business and really using social media to build their brand. I mean, there's so many free tools for now, because there's some changes on the horizon with a lot of these social media platforms. So we need to start preparing for that now. But those of us who are making the most of those now, we can be able to really benefit. And I'm also going to help them as far as when it comes to Amazon as well, because I think a lot of authors don't realize what Amazon provides for them for free, that they can use. Literally, they can build their own website just on Amazon.
Wow.
I mean, with pictures, videos, blogs, all through their author page on Amazon. So that basically just helping to set themselves up for success using social media, but also through Amazon as well.
Excellent. So here's the thing. You can be a part of this. You that are watching, if you're an author, literary agent, anyone in the publishing, maybe you plan to write a book in the future, but you are still working on it. We want you to come to the breakfast. Now, the seating is limited for the breakfast because you can't hee-haw around. You got to jump on it while the iron is hot, fire is hot. Go ahead and register at chosenpen.com/literary gala. That's for the breakfast that Saturday morning. Registration is only $30. That's not bad at all. But then that night, at 5 p.m., the doors open again, and it is a red carpet affair. Dr. Norma, tell us about that event, because that's your brainchild. That was your baby. That's what you're excited about. You are the reason that we're hosting this. So tell everybody a little bit about it.
Well, of course, in my mind, this is just like any big gala, red carpet event that we see on TV. And that's what we're going to try to provide at this gala. But so there will be the red carpet. There will be, when you come in, of course, there will be a reception kind of area. But the red carpet, we will have people to speak with you on the red carpet and go live. So others in other areas will be able to see you. So all the people that are participating, the authors and the presidential awards people, will have an opportunity to be presented and ask questions. As we have, I don't know how many media specialists Anissa has gotten out there now, but each one of them will be broadcasting to their own media station. So you will be out there on several areas. And so we're really excited about that. So you know that you will be seen more than once. Yeah. And as you go in, of course, we have the big gala. And we're calling this gala this time, of course, it's black and gold. But we brought it down. I said, Anissa, what can we do that everybody complains about? And she said, well, it's usually the hotel food or the whatever. Okay,
the hoity-toity menu.
The hoity-toity food. I said, let's do a down-home Christmas meal. So for those of you who like down-home Christmas meal, is what we are going to have. We're going to have fried chicken, baked chicken, ham, turkey. I mean, I don't know what all. There will be a lot of down-home foods. So come prepared to actually eat. There will be some real macaroni and cheese, not the box kind. There will be, I don't know, some greens of some sort, but it will be a meal that you will enjoy. And we will not see, as I said, we will not see our money in the trash can afterwards.
Right.
So please come prepared to eat, enjoy. We have some talent, lots of different things that will be going on at this particular event. And it's all designed with the authors in mind, for something that we can celebrate them and their accomplishments.
Yes, I love it. After Cyrus mentioned he would be a media partner, I thought it appropriate that we reach out to local people in our community. We always want the community to be involved. So for those who have their own podcast platform and our local radio program, I reached out and said, hey, listen, would you like to be a part of this event? We love to have you as a media partner. We love for you to do some of the interviews on the red carpet. And so we have Array Publishing and Marketing with Fayetteville Connect podcast. That's going to be one of our interviewers. And then we also have Shadonna McFall, the Mo You Know. She's a publicist, as well as she has a radio program on WIDU radio here. So she will be here. I just got word from Thomas and Thomas. He has his own podcast. He says, Miss Anissa, we will be there. So we're excited about, of course, Cyrus being the main event, but having some other media partners, because it's important for us to create community.
Yes.
And while we are excited about Cyrus being here and setting the stage and setting the standard, our local people are always a part of our heart as well. Cyrus, what do you foresee as the master of ceremony? I know this is probably like, I don't know, you probably get this request all the time. So how do you feel about this event and the importance and significance of it?
I'm so excited that this is capping off my year. This is one of my biggest events to close out 2024, because I think what Chosen Pen is doing is so important. I think every author needs to know, kind of like we were talking about, it's not about where you live, that you don't have to be a New York Times bestseller to be recognized. You don't have to be, you don't have to be all, in the papers and that kind of thing, but just to know that your work is meaning something to people, and to have people know your name and know what you do. And hopefully they will be able to use this as a ripple effect for themselves, right? Because I think for a lot of, especially award shows that I get invited to cover, a lot of the actors and things, they use that to push their careers forward. I hope they will be inspired, whether they are, just nominated or they win, that they're able to use that to push themselves forward, to show the pride in themselves and what they're able to do, and also to be able to remind other people what's possible as well.
That sounds good. That's exactly the case, Cyrus. I love what you said. The literary awards component of this entire weekend was, of course, the very first thing that Dr. Norma made reference to. But then we took it a step further by saying everyone won't win first, second, or third place, right? They won't be. They've been nominated. That's a plus. But we want to make this weekend. We wanted to make sure that the weekend was beneficial, and so being able to meet you, to be interviewed by you, to have a workshop that includes breakfast, that gives them something to take home. So no matter where they land that Saturday night, the entire weekend was something that benefited them greatly. That's what's most important, that they grow from this experience, that they able to network and build relationships within this experience, that they gain the nuggets they need to take their businesses and their brands and their books to the next level. So I'm excited about you being a part of this. I really am. Dr. Norma, any other questions for Cyrus? There's so much we could ask, but we want to make it appropriate to the content.
No, I don't. But I do want you, Cyrus, to just hit quickly on, because I don't think we talked about authors and them having an opportunity to share in all the things that you do when you're traveling to various events, and how they can possibly get their books and things of where, as you are out there, and we can go along with you through our books.
Of course. Do you mind if I add something that I had not told you, Dr. Norma and Dr. Nessa?
Sure, please.
What I want to do for you, I was going to let it be a surprise.
You are always doing that.
Yeah, I love surprises. But what I'm going to do for all of the authors that are part of the breakfast, we're going to put together a special edition of Conversations Magazine around Chosen Pen, and all of the authors will be featured in that magazine.
Wow.
And the photos from the event of the gala and everything, we're going to create our own publication just around what you all are doing that week.
I absolutely love it.
Oh,
I absolutely love it. Thank you,
you.
Cyrus.
Yes.
That's another plus. That's another plus for the authors. We've had some that call and say, well, do I have to be there? And the answer is, just like the Oscars and Tony, we don't know who's going to win until the day of. They know they were nominated. So you must be present to win. And then I know some of the people are like, well, I got to fly in. That's why we wanted to add the and then some to the weekend to make it beneficial for them. And that way it's a taxable deduction because it's associated with their business. That's if they're operating as a business. But now, since you've added this,
another component,
I'm loving it. So is it okay for us to, I guess we on podcast, they already know probably.
Yeah, definitely. And I'll be sharing that as well. But to Dr. Norma's point about the authors, what I've always tried to do, because Amazon's going to go with me on every trip, because they have Amazon partners that dress me for every one of my trips, as well as, of course, provide things for our gift bag opportunities that we have. So Los Angeles is no different. New York, Atlanta, wherever I go is no different. So the way that authors can be a part of it is they can be able to purchase a spot in our gift bag so that they can get a celebrity holding up their picture. And I don't tell people who the celebrity is until the day of that I'm interviewing, because I like the surprise. So imagine those who were a part of my Atlanta trip, right? And then the next thing they know, they have Travis Keir from the Oval on BET holding their book, taking a picture with it, and he gets to take that home. That's his. And they get to use that for their promotion. That's what we make available on all of our trips that we do when it's Los Angeles, Atlanta, New York. So anytime that there's one of those, I just posted about the next one for December. My last one is in December for Los Angeles. So they can actually check out my page on Facebook to see the details there.
Right. So connect with Cyrus immediately, you all. If you're watching this, whether you're watching this live or watching the replay, you can find him on Facebook at Cyrus Webb Official. You can find him on IG at Cyrus Webb Reviews. You want to begin to follow him now, especially if you are an author. It's been 2024 for me is a year of transition, and part of that transition is being connected and being able to glean from you, Cyrus. I'm watching now. I may not be implementing everything, but at least I got it, I got it written down, and I'm like, okay, this worked for him. Let's try it and see what's happening. And so just by being in his space, even if you don't have the one-on-one media partner type of relationship, follow him on Facebook, follow him on IG, watch what he does, implement that as a strategy for yourself. And I don't believe you're going to go wrong. Dr. Norma, any last comments or questions?
Get your tickets. Get your tickets, because I look forward to seeing and meeting all of you, if I don't know you, to meet you in person on December 7th at the gala.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Cyrus Webb, any last questions or comments?
Just want to say how much I appreciate it. And I'm all about adding value. So if you all see me there, this is my first trip to Fayetteville. Reach out to me. Make sure we connect. Make sure we get a picture.
Absolutely.
I will be posting those on social, but definitely come, not only, of course, to learn, but also to enjoy the experience. It's one you won't forget.
I say I second and third that emotion. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, you see the link on the screen, conversation on chosenpen.com/literary gala. Get your ticket for the breakfast, which is also a workshop that Mr. Cyrus Webb will be facilitating. Get your ticket for the gala that night, 5 p.m. The doors open, and it's the red carpet experience, the mingle. You don't want to miss that. Even if you're not one of the nominees, you just want to be in the space, be in the place. Go ahead and do what's necessary to secure your tickets. These tickets won't last long. I just got a feeling, we do wait to the last minute sometime of people of color. Let's be clear. But when we get started, the tickets go like hotcakes. There's limited seating for the breakfast. So if nothing else, go ahead and secure that ticket with certainty. You heard Dr. Norma say that we're going to have a fabulous Christmas themed gala. Listen, the food is going to be full of gluten, so don't even ask, okay? We're going to have, it's going to be the good stuff, right? So be sure to join us. We're excited for the authors who have been nominated. We're excited for the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Awards. Mr. Cyrus Webb, Cyrus Webb was nominated. Congratulations, Mr. Webb, on that. He will be receiving his award. How does it feel?
Crazy, but I am definitely honored. I mean, it's my mom cried.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's it's definitely an honor. I really appreciate the recognition.
Well, congratulations to you and 9 others who are going to be awarded that night for the Presidential Lifetime Achievement Award. In addition to those authors who were nominated based on their books, we're going to have fiction, nonfiction, children's book, and poetry. Those genres will be represented, and so people will be receiving recognition, ranking in those particular genres. It's going to be a great night. Entertainment, dressed to impress. Listen, it's a formal. You as a nominee, all of our nominees be dressed in formal attire. But even if you wear semi-formal, that's okay as an attendee. But come out and support your author. Come out and support your friend. Come out and meet Cyrus. Do yourself a favor. Invest in yourself. This weekend is going to be worth it and then some. So we look forward to next week. Same time, same place. We're going to be back. Cyrus won't be with us, but we will be introducing you to people who have been very instrumental behind the scenes in making this literary weekend, this literary and lifetime achievement weekend possible. And so we'll be talking more with them about the mechanics that go on to make sure this event turns out as one of the best. Without further ado, listen, on behalf of Dr. Norma McLaughlin and the entire Chosen Pen team, I want to thank you for hanging out with us again another Monday night. We'll be back again next week, same time, same place. Until then, make it a great week.